Hey everyone, SolarPrimal here. Welcome to the first update video of my progress through Pokemon OmegaRuby. Now, this won't be like a Let's Play per se, especially since I didn't record audio for the first while. That was my fault. But it's just basically anything significant that happened to me while I was playing the game. And that is about it. And as we can see, which I really like that they actually did this, they redid the intro with the more of a 3D look, and you get an overview of Hoenn right there. It's pretty accurate too. And yeah, they brought back the bike scene. I don't know if I'll put up a comparison video of that, but that's really cool that they kept it rather nostalgic that way. Same with the Pokeball thing spinning like that. I believe that's like practically the exact same thing. And of course, they gotta show off the new Megas and some of the cutscenes that you'll be seeing. And I look forward to this part. Like, they made it look like an anime just in that scene alone, which was pretty stinking cool. But yeah, there we go. This is Pokemon OmegaRuby. And I just love that bottom screen. That's what I have to show is it looks amazing. Just look at that. Glowing, come on, Primal, Groudon. Of course I'm gonna be excited for that. And of course they show the normal one, which is also cool because, you know, that's the face of the original game, Ruby. So, you know, you gotta give some props to that. So I was pretty excited when this game came out, so without any further ado, let's start this adventure. Oh, that's good. So when this came up, I was like, wait a second, what game am I playing? Is there something wrong with my cartridge? What's going on here? Like, I literally took a moment. I was like, what's happening here? Oh, I see. You know. And this literally looks frame per frame what Ruby and Sapphire were like, even Emerald. And then, you know, they pull a little twist on you. They're like, you're reading a little info thing, you know. And I just thought this was actually really cool. Minus the fact that they had those two Pokemon there. You're like, wait a second. You find them in caves, but yeah, whatever. And I felt this was actually a kind of a cool way to introduce you to the game, instead of having a professor who's like, are you a girl or a boy? I cannot tell. So, you know, I thought that was cool. I'm not sure what was going through my mind, but I believe just because on my typical playthroughs, just on my own, I usually like going with the name Gordo. Like, I was going to be like, I'll just stick with Gord. And I'm like, no. I gotta stick with what I know. I went with Gordo. Usually for Let's Plays, I go with Gordon, which is my full actual name. But Gordo was a fun nickname I always like to have. So I felt that was a fursuiting one. And it was cool. They show you the character model, which I'm curious how they obtained that and put it on the screen for me, but that's okay. But what I really liked actually was that screen that you're looking at is going to be the bottom screen of the game. A little spoiler for that too. By the way, spoiler warning, because if you haven't played the game yet, this definitely will contain spoilers. Should have mentioned that early, I guess. But, oh well. I really like this whole transition and whatnot. Now, this transition isn't really key for, you know, frame for frame what it's supposed to be, but I felt it was a nice touch. I really like how they showed all that. You see something flying in the sky, that might be a hint of something. I'll just assume as such. But they kept this pretty much very close to how the original games were like. They literally put a more of a 3D feel onto it, like a three-dimensional feel to it. So, you know, it's more realistic that we stopped where we stopped, even though there's no actual, like, roads, I've noticed, which is fine, because with all the people standing in the middle of the road, hey, someone's bound to get hit, but oh well. And when we get in here, yeah, literally, I believe the matchups literally moved like that from the original game. But it was clever that it moved away and just kind of kept the focus on the character and the mother. But hey, that was really cool. I thought it was a really nice touch that they actually kept that the way it is. You know, using the chops as movers. I really don't know why they're groaning. I thought Pokemon actually just spoke their name, as in like their actual name. But anyways, I may jump up to my room here, just have a quick look around, and I'm so happy to I got a Snorlax doll in my room. I love Snorlax. Just too bad you can't get one in the game. You probably can, just not at the beginning, I guess. And of course, I had a Wii U, a nice black one too, because that's what I had. I thought that was also nice. But they kept things, you know, similar to how the original game went. And yeah, it looks pretty much how things happened in the original game. So that's cool. Wonder if I was reading this out loud or something, or I don't know why it's taking me so long to click on things. I was also in a Skype call when I was recording this, so I didn't. There were times I kind of paid attention to the call more than the game, which, you know, when you're playing comfortably, paying attention to yourself and just playing, you don't really pay attention to what's going on in the game, especially when there's just text happening and you know what to do next. So anyways, I made a transition here because yes, I know she's 10, but I'm 10 in the game. That sounded creepier than I wanted it to. Anyways, let's move on from that. This is May. Yay! So I guess if you don't name your characters, your rival gets named by themselves on what they were supposed to be called originally. So, you know, that still works. I can't remember if we actually got to choose the name of our rival in Ruby and Sapphire. I don't remember at all. I know for the most part in games you get to name a rival, except for Black and White, for whatever reason. But it's always the case whenever your quote rival is always related to Professor Birch, and they're always supposed to be helping out Professor Birch that way. But you know, they made I like that they utilize a lot of the movement with the animations of characters. But hey, I think this is why I liked Ruby and Sapphire a lot, because they had a very unique way of giving you your first Pokemon instead of just being like, here are your Pokemon. It's like, oh no, I need help. Quickly, pick up a Pokemon. It doesn't matter which one, just pick whichever one. I need help. This little Zigzagoon's gonna kick my butt. It's probably level 2 if anything. So I had a lot of debate on what I wanted to do for this. I'm not even joking, because I remember in my little Pokemon video that I did recently, I said I was Torchic out. But you know what? I went with Torchic anyways. I felt it. It felt right. I don't know why. I like the fire starters more than the other ones. So part of me was going to go for the Mudkip. I won't lie, because Lunar was already going to go for Trico because she has some sentimental feels about it. Is it Poochyena? I didn't pay attention. I guess I thought before it was a Zigzagoon, but hey, Poochyena this time. Cool. Works for me. Maybe it's the same Poochyena later on that, you know, we'll get there. I don't know why I switched my brain on that. But yeah, I'm so far playing through this game. I've been having a lot of fun, and I really, really like their choice of camera angles in terms of translating what the original 3rd generation game was like to the current 6th generation game, and I felt that was a really nice touch with that. And for some weird reason, I feel it, I don't know, it just feels more cinematic that way than just a still image. Like, they're even like slowly zooming in the camera right there, and then you're just like, you know what, that works. I'm down the clown with this. I don't even know why I use that phrase, but either way, it's they did a good job at it. And even though it's just this is the first little bit of it, I'm still enjoying it. Like, they did such a great job with getting you involved in the game. Alright, so when it came to naming this Torchic, I didn't name it like the same one in my Pokemon Emerald Let's Play, which was Kevin J. I decided to go with something more what I would normally do on my own, and that would be Solar. And of course, I almost misspelled my own channel name, so that would have been embarrassing. But, you know, I obviously corrected it there, and I went with Solar. I'm like, Solar it is. And here I am at the first new town. Totally don't remember what the name of the town is, but we get the first look at how the Poke Center is gonna look like, and they literally stuck with the original look. Like, they took it, like, before in X and Y they had the Poke Center and the Pokemart in the same place, and now they're separate again just because it is technically a remake. Now we're back here meeting up with May, and I guess she's doing a bit of research, and oh yeah, that's right, we came up here to see her, and I believe we're gonna have a quick battle. So obviously, because she's our rival, she's gonna be picking the opposite, well, our starter's weakness, so she'll have the Mudkip, which is totally fine, you know, no big deal. What is taking me so long to hit A? I think I was distracted with something. Oh, there we go. Now she can stop blinking at me forever, which is fine. But yeah, look at this. They even got her to animate. You know, they can just make her like a portrait. She's just like our character, where she's able to move and interact that way. So I thought that was really cool that they did that. And I believe in this battle, I should have sped this up, because I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? But I don't know, because I'm level 6 already, so I kind of figured the odds were in my favor, which typically they are. Now, I did notice that they gave Ember early to Torchic, which is fine, because why not, right? But all at the same time, it's not very useful in this battle. But something became rather apparent right about here, that this Mudkip is stronger than me. And I was kind of worried, because I was like, oh boy, I think this tackle might take me out. But yeah, like that close, 2 HP, and I would have been done. Also, I must point out how adorable Torchic looks when he does the scratch attack and he tries to scurry back over to its original spot. But something else I noticed, and I'm going to talk about this all the time, and that was adorable. I'm gonna go to hell, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Oh well. But anyways, I'm going to mention it later on, basically, but I'm noticing there's a bit more uniqueness with the backgrounds in battle, and it'll be more apparent in later videos, or I don't know. I might even point out. I'm probably going to point out every time I see it, but here we go. I cut ahead to when May meets up with us again, and then back when I'm at the Poke Lab with Birch and May, which is still kind of funny that I could have sworn Professor Birch had lighter hair color, but oh well, they got related somehow. I don't know how, but whatever. This works. And yeah, May gives us some Pokeball so we can go catch Pokemon. And now, before, with this little scene here, you would have gotten the running shoes from your mother, which was just like, oh, thank God I can run. But you actually have them already. So yeah, she gave you that other thing instead. And of course, May can't leave us alone, which I ain't gonna argue. But yeah, no, she gave us an addition to our little Pokenav, I guess we're gonna call that thing. Yeah, it was basically something that we can see all the Pokemon on the field, and that looks so wrong. I was like, is that a purple thing? Why is that a little purple willy wiggling about? But this is like the little tutorial on, by the way, you can sneak around now. Couldn't do that before. So I was like, I don't really want to walk up to this thing. I don't want to find out what it is. This is, oh, why? Okay. I guess we're gonna go up to it. And then at this point I noticed that the bottom screen was all like blinky. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I'm not showing it on the screen right now, obviously. And again, I'm slowly regretting making this decision to creep up to this thing. But, oh well, that's how they wanted to show this thing. So be it. And look, Poochyena. Maybe it's the same one? Probably not, but who knows. But the only reason why I'm showing this is because, for one, they took the time to actually show how to do the sneaking up option. But then something else caught my eye. I was just going to wipe this thing out and be like, alright, I'm done with it. They use Ice Fang right there. I was like, what? What's that about? And I had to think about this for a little bit, but it was like, I gotta catch this thing. He knows Ice Fang. And I believe I got it in the first try. Yes, of course I did. Come on, I'm a Pokemon Master. You know, I got a little 7 Torchic. Level 8 now. Sorry, my bad. But I was wondering about that. So when I was on the Skype call, I was asking all my friends, I was like, why did that Poochyena have Ice Fang? And it turns out, depending on the starter that you picked, it could either have Thunder Fang or Ice Fang, I believe. Now, when it came to naming this one, I really couldn't think of anything. I went with Timmy. A little story behind that is that a friend of ours has a male miniature schnauzer named Timmy. And the Poochyena just reminded me of, at least in that form, of that dog, so. Except not as cute. Like, Timmy's cuter than that. Yeah. And so, yeah, I went and checked out the moves because, like, it knows Ice Fang. What's up with that? So, it learned Ice Fang, like, it knows it, and that's just a little tidbit that they gave you right there. You see that I have 2 other Pokemon. That was because I was actually going and catching the rest of them, but yeah. So, that's probably it for this update, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.